Oops. Okay. That's a great way to start the video. Hey guys, it is Krishna again, and this is my second YouTube video officially. I'm so happy because today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can do this look right here. I think it looks absolutely amazing. This is something I just did, like I saw it and I just had to do something like this. So I think this looks absolutely pretty. Let me just like give you all a close up because this looks absolutely stunning. Like, hi. So we got a cut crease in there. We got nice blue going on. I did a lot of blending, a lot of mixing. I tell you guys all about which colors I use, which shades and everything. And yes, like, do you see this eyeshadow, sis? Like, and that mascara, my lips, like, and my foundation, my skin. Do you see that natural glow, sis? Like, let me just, do you see it? Because I do, sis. Anyway, I cannot wait to show you guys how to do this look. Let me put you guys back. I had a lot of fun making this look today, and yeah, so this is my second ever YouTube video, and I show you guys how to make this look. So I hope you guys really enjoy the video, and yeah, stay tuned for this look. I'm going to apply my makeup for today, and I am super excited, so like, let's just get it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off this wig. Even though I don't want to, I really don't want to take her off, but I'm going to snatch my own wig. So let's just, okay. Rose eyes. Okay, I think that's good enough. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So yes, this is me, the real, like, fully 100% unfiltered me. Technically, it's not really because I don't even like my hair, so a wig is my hair. So yeah, so don't shade me in any way. So the first thing I would like to start off with is my Skin Smoothing Primer by It's You. It's really, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, this is actually a really nice primer. I got this, it has the price tag on it. It was about $9 when I bought it. It's actually a pretty good primer. I haven't really used like any primer before I use it, so I wouldn't be able to really say if this is actually like really as effective like as other primers are, but based on my experience, my first time experience being new to makeup and everything, oops, I just dropped it. I personally think that it's like a really good primer. It's a really good base for the skin. It really is smooth. Like my skin, like after I tried it on, it was like, and it smells super amazing too. Like it just makes your skin feel refreshed. Like, so I'm just gonna open this up. We're gonna put on some, and it already smells so good. I'm basically just gonna like rub that into like my skin. So I'll actually start talking now about like my whole experience doing makeup and just my overall interest came from. So like I was saying before, I like started doing makeup about 3 or 4 months ago. Not like serious makeup, I was just doing a little makeup because basically how it started was I had this little event at school. It wasn't really an event, but like it was like a spirit week sort of thing for the seniors, and there was like a cartoon, dress as your favorite cartoon or whatever, or celebrity or whatever. So I decided to dress up as Hannah Montana because that's a freaking idol right there. And I literally got a blonde wig. I literally have it like right here. Where is it? Right here. This is like a blonde wig. It's like, it looks more of like a Gaga sort. And yeah, like that's kind of where it came from because like I never really saw the chance to like really do makeup for like about anything. Like I was kind of like, I was always interested in makeup, so actually I should probably rewind a bit. I like started watching makeup videos on YouTube like about, I would say like 3 years ago. It was like the beginning of sophomore year in high school, and I was just very interested in it. Patrick Starr, he's very iconic. I love his makeup looks. Like I love how feminine the looks end up looking. That's what I like to achieve with my looks. And that's kind of like where my inspiration sort of like began. Yeah, and just like also Jeffree Star, that's probably like my #1 favorite beauty guru on YouTube as of right now because the looks are like amazing. But like if we're being honest, like he really kills it with his looks and he takes it to a whole nother level. I'm taking really long. I'm just gonna stop talking for a second because I'm taking like really long just to apply my primer. You don't really want to apply the primer that you use for your face onto your eyelids because that will like not really going to work the same. That's why you wouldn't want to use a face primer on your eye as well. That's why you want to get a separate primer. So that's kind of what I was trying to do at the beginning because like I was like, okay, we get a 2-in-1 because you know you really want to have a good base for setting your eyes, and you know, then for you to do your eyeshadow and that kind of stuff, because you really want the colors to pop. With me, I kind of have like cheap eyeshadow palettes, which I'm going to get to. There's this palette, it's the 32 Perfect 32 Colors by MKAK New York. It was only $5. The colors are honestly pretty amazing. I'll actually open it up real quick for you guys. These are actually like really pretty. I really love rainbow palettes, carnival themed palettes, because I just really love colors. Like that's like when I was saying I was dramatic in my first video, like I really am, especially with the makeup looks, like the eye looks, like I just really love color. Like that's what that means to me, and that's the thing I love about makeup. It's just so pretty, it's very colorful, it's anything you basically want it to be. I've been using, so yeah, if you like get, you know, cheap makeup palettes, because if you can't afford certain makeup, like the primer for the eye, it's really helpful, it's really good. And I feel like in general with makeup, you want to be able to like make sure you have like maybe like facial wipes accessible, just like regular dry facial wipes, because let's say if you put on, I mean, if we're being honest, like if you put on too much foundation, too much concealer, whatever it is, you want to be able to pat that out so that it looks as natural as possible. That's why I do the technique of like patting out, because I want to make sure that I don't have too much product on one part of my face opposed to the other side. Contributing to what a setting spray does, it sets your makeup for the entire day, if depending on if you're going out with it. For me, I'm just wearing this as a look for this video, so I don't really think I need too much. So after primer, I like to go in, some people like to do their eyeshadow looks before they get to the foundation because they fear that they'll mess up the eyeshadow look, which is very understandable, and then they go with the foundation in afterwards. Personally, for me, I tend to sometimes make little mistakes when it comes to my eyeshadow, but I don't prefer to do it before my foundation because it kind of like messes, I don't know, it's like it's like a backward kind of thing for me, and I wouldn't prefer to do that. And what I'm using today for my foundation is actually this concealer, and it's by LA Girl, of course. This is like, if you really want an affordable makeup product that is going to give you the results you want as a high-end product would, or is perceived to give you, then you really want to go with LA Girl. It has amazing reviews. All the beauty girls basically talk about it, and it's really amazing. So I'm using this LA Girl Pro Concealer. High definition, yeah, concealer, and it's like, I don't remember what shade it is in. It doesn't even, does it have it? It has it. It's GC979 Almond. So this is what it looks like. I got it, like I said, all these products from my nearest local drugstore. So that's the concealer that I'm using for my skin. And then another concealer that I usually use this for my eye primer. I don't have an eye primer because I couldn't afford it after all the stuff I had bought. Shade, it's a Corrector. It's really good. That's what it looks like. It's also by LA Girl. And it's actually really good for eye primer. It really helps with cut creases as well. Drugstore, my nearest one. And yes, I initially used this. This actually is my tone. I cannot even stress how hard and how much of a hassle it can sometimes be to find the right foundation shade. Like, especially if you're on a budget and you're trying to find something at like a drugstore that's nearby, that's cheap, inexpensive. It's like really hard to find your right foundation, and I didn't think I would find my right tone, but this actually is really good for my skin. But it seems to work better, this concealer, as like my foundation, because like what I was trying to do, what my thought process was that I was going to be able to do some good contouring, because I want to be all like the other girls. I want to have, or guys, and have my contour game on point. But like these colors are like almost identical, so it's like hard to, this is my foundation, and this is basically like, I'm not really using this as of right now. It's kind of just there. Anyway, I'm just gonna start applying this concealer on my face. I used to use a beauty blender, but now I use more of like a it is a beauty blender, but it's like in a brush form. And I'll show you guys the pack that I'm using, the brushes that I'm using today, in a second. So I used to use this beauty blender. The thing that I do not like about beauty blenders is the fact that, first of all, look at all that dust that's on it. I don't know if y'all can see, but this used to be green and this turned brown. So I mean, I will say that a lot of it maybe was my fault. Honestly, let me like actually blend this in before it dries up. This stuff can dry up pretty quickly, so you really want to distribute it on your face as soon as everywhere. I'm gonna just stop talking and then I'll continue talking after I'm done. If you guys decide to use a beauty blender, if you feel like using a brush is gonna work for you, whatever your personal preference is. Like, especially when you're using a beauty blender, you want to go like that into your skin because you're really pouncing it. With a brush, you can kind of like drag it and work your way in. So good. I think you guys can kind of like see the difference in my skin. It looks definitely better. I just love foundation or like concealers, whatever you use for your foundation. I just love that stuff a lot because like I've always felt some type of way about my skin. My skin gets red, it gets really ashy and nasty on like my hands, and it's like ick. Yeah. So I really like to like use foundation. It's really like my go-to. I just love that because I really get to kind of hide that stuff up, and it's just amazing, and it just makes my skin look really nice. So I'm just gonna apply a bit more foundation. I mean, well, what I'm basically using is my foundation and concealer. Another thing you guys should know about me is that I love to sing. So we're about to start doing some singing up in here, like right now. Talking in my sleep and not making myself crazy. Out of my mind, oh, wrote it out and let it out, hoping it would save me. So many times, my love, it makes me feel like nobody else. That was just a preview, but like, I think that was pretty good, honestly. I'm proud. I'm gonna pounce this in. And that's the good thing about this concealer, because I know you guys saw how much I put like initially, and it wasn't even like too much, like the first coating that I did, and it literally spread through my skin like really well the first time. I just had like a few other spots to like kind of, that's about how much product came off. I don't know if you guys can see. I think I'm gonna add some in certain areas. I'm not gonna go too crazy, but it kind of gives me like a glow sort of effect. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And okay, this is kind of where it's gonna start getting crazy, because like usually that would be enough, but like what I'm about to do is I'm gonna take my regular foundation that I use, and I'm just gonna go ahead and actually like put some of that, because like I'm gonna pretend to use this as my contour. It's not actually gonna work, but basically what it's gonna do is gonna kind of like darken my skin in certain areas, and then if I put the white over it, the white concealer, then it kind of like helps to like, you're basically gonna see what it does. You're gonna see like, this is basically how my face looks now, all right, and then you're gonna see the difference. So I hope so. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I guess I'll pounce that into my skin, so I'll use like my beauty blender now. So like what I was trying to say before about my beauty blenders, like they kind of like really just consume a lot of things, and it's like, you know, the foundation that you're putting into it, but it's hard to like clean it because then you get the water inside of the, because it's literally a sponge. Anyway, I'm just like pouncing this into my skin, kind of like creating like that invisible contour sort of like line, but it's not actually like there. And then I'm just gonna go in with my white concealer, and I'm going to brighten up the certain spots that I usually like to brighten up, as I would with like my highlighter. And like keep beating it. I know that sounds wrong, but like keep beating it until like you get that look that you're looking for, because like you really just want to make sure there's no like liquids or anything, like basically any of the product on your face. And then of course, like I said, go in with your tissue, your facial tissue, whatever you're using. We're using the same tissue I used before with the product on it, and I'm kind of just gonna like go over that. So you can see like a lot more product is like coming off now. Cheek area, basically going over the areas that I did just now. I like to use a lot of this, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't really know how to explain like specifically what kind of effect or I'm trying to get on my face by doing this, but I'm hoping you guys will be able to see it. And I'm basically just gonna take my beauty blender again, and I'm just gonna like pounce that into my skin. I know I look very weird right now. We're just gonna pounce that into my skin. So I don't know if you guys can see the difference. I feel like it definitely has more of like a glowy feel on that part of my face. Maybe don't put as much as I did if you decide to do this technique, but and if it's like too white, then of course I'm gonna go back over it with my original concealer that I used for the foundation. So I feel like it definitely it really helps. I feel like add like a glowy kind of like look to my face. I think you can like kind of like see the glow going on over there. It's kind of like over there too.